Hey everyone, it's Lumin, Agricola game here with CS2376 Junior, Field Watchman, and Malingo. For the first time in a while, I have been blessed with a pack of very good occupations. And I did start my stream without too much wait time, so I apologize in advance for those who aren't here and will need to hear the recap of this pack. The pick here is Noble, I think. Noble just makes sure I can do something with one of the remaining cards. Bosun likes to be played very early. Noble is a later game card. Noble helps Lord of the Manor work. Obviously, Chief's Daughter has natural synergy with Noble. Noble can make Church Warden a lot easier. Yeah, this is pretty simple pick here, even though at first it might look tough. There is this pick that satisfies all the others, basically. Oh, and the decks for this game is EIK, GWM, France, G4, G5 with CZ, Z, and O mini decks. I added that into last game and I liked that a lot. A bit sad to see Tilemaker hitting this pack. That's 2 points I won't be getting. Hill Farmer with Fence Deliveryman is really fun. Hill Farmer in general with Bosun. That's nasty. Hopefully, well, I don't know how I'm going to prevent that from happening. There might just not be preventing that from happening. Hey, Andrew. That is the case. Yes, all these, like, green and brown ones, green for Ox, brown for Miners, are technically playtest cards, but they've gone through more playtesting and iteration than many of Uwe's own cards, and the quality is very high on them. But also, stuff like Hedgemaster, from the WM deck, there are other decks around. Oops, sorry, the chat box is way out there. If they look like real printed cards, then they are. And those ones are also quite good if you haven't seen them outside of EIK. Hi, Fofo. This pick is Hedgemaster. No need to get too crazy about it. Hedgemaster, a fantastic card. Gets you out of bad fencing situations, gets you into good ones if you like to fence a lot. Oh boy. Baker's Servant, one of my all-time favorites from G4, G5. Yo, Rilo, Kran. Alright, so I'm picking up the viewers now, people coming in. Yeah, we had one of the crazier first packs I've seen in a long time. Just re-breaking that down. Hey, Enwall. Sorry, I was moving this thing around and I missed chat for a sec. First pack had Noble, Church Warden, Chief's Daughter, Diligent Farmer, Bosun, and Lord of the Manor. Yeah. Opinion Leader makes Noble sad. Opinion Leader lets one person dictate what action is free every round. But Baker's Servant is really good. Pipe Smoker is going to be great for the Bosun, and oh, the other choice is Fence Builder for Hedgemaster. Losing a fence to Fence Builder isn't a big deal when I have Baker's Servant to cover up a lot of space. I'm sad I didn't see Stonehouse cards. No Stonehouse Ox, and instead a Tile Maker. Makes Noble a little sad. But it should be fine in general. Yes, Donba is almost entirely correct. I actually don't know what Donba would be wrong about there. That's very correct. Excuse me. I think Fence Builder only gives me like net 2 points and is more fun than good, so I'm gonna take Pipe Smoker. Because I already get a fence action from Hedgemaster. Like, am I really gonna... Yeah, at most, Fence Builder costs an action, gives me 2 extra points for Hedgemaster. Yeah, I just don't think Fence Builder is appropriate. Alright, so Bosun, Lord of the Manor, and Chief's Daughter got taken. Lord of the Manor, Diligent Farmer is a very attractive combo. I mean, I might just take Diligent over Churchwarden here. Because I could just extend my stone house by a room in, like, round 13 to make sure I can get Churchwarden. And then if I do that, I can grow with room and without room in 13 in case family growth without room flips late. That's my biggest concern on a Noble Churchwarden game, is that second growth comes late and I won't be able to hit it. Yeah, I thought so too, Fofo. Noble just made everything playable when on the wheel. Yeah, it just might do Chamberlain stuff. Both of these make a lot of sense. I don't have an early Ock yet. Yeah, Donba, but then we risk not hitting Churchwarden, and in a more power draft, I would really like to make sure I hit those 4 Wood Ock bonuses. So that's my thinking on that. I'm gonna go for Diligent Farmer. I have a few sources of maxing out. Mostly Baker's Servant. Tile Maker. Or Tinsmith. Stone Custodian and Animal Handler don't do enough for me, I don't think. Though Animal Handler might not be terrible this game. Given that I still don't have an early Ock, I think Tile Maker's okay. I mean, giving 2 points to people is not great. What's wrong with Animal Handler? I'm gonna take Animal Handler. Stone Custodian, yeah, I'm not a big fan of it. Tinsmith could be okay. I do need Grain Cart Fofo. This is true. Football player. Prefect is probably not useful here. Maybe I just take Mendicant. Yeah, Tile is anti-combo with Noble. It would be a block pick. I probably didn't say it, but I wouldn't play it if I drafted it. I did say something about a 4-clay action, but upon reflection, that is not smart. Mendicant, thank you later. Yeah, I mean, Mendicant's fine. I don't know when I'll want that tempo, given that Baker's Servant is a high food line and I'm expecting to use it. Alright, here is our grain cart. It's popcorn. As good as Melon Patch is, with Baker's Servant, I just really don't need it. Yeah, popcorn is a great find here. Strongbox is fine if anyone has a big house game. Manure is manure. Tea is very cool to see. Baker's Servant is possibly the most guaranteed way you'll be able to use tea in the game. Tea does not trigger Church Warden, I don't think, because Church Warden says take actions with 5 people, but this is just taking a second action with one of your 4 people, potentially. Yes, Donba, I was thinking about that too, and that's what led me to my comment, but I think that it's safe enough that someone else will play Tilemaker, so why even bother? So there is that upside in case we lose out on those 2 points against the rest of the table. But I don't need to play for it myself, I don't think. Alright, so what am I waiting for? Festival Hall is good on the wheel. Yes, popcorn is a big boost. Though, to be fair, there's usually something grain-oriented. And I was going to pick grain with higher priority here. But yes, one of the better ones in popcorn is fantastic. So I get to run Baker's Servant for the first time in what feels like months. The good cards keep coming. I'm not going to need Heavy Plow. I don't think I passed any cow stuff, which is good. Public Forest is underwhelming compared to Lumin Pastureland. Pastureland is underestimated by a lot of people. It's kind of funny to have with Animal Handler. But, I mean, it's just Animal Handler. I'm not really sure what I'm actually going to do with the card. I will take the Loom. Just an incredibly strong card. Needs one less Ock, which I'm a tiny bit concerned about right now, honestly. Don't exactly know when all my Ocks are coming down, given that could be late. Six chocolate. Chocolate 6 would be nice. Fun options here. Mini Pasture and Amusement Park fit Hedgemaster quite well. Planter Box really makes Diligent Farmer easier with Baker's Servant. Yeah, because I don't have the veg yet, necessarily. Yeah, Planter Box really does help with the max veg. And gives me a ton of extra grain to not be afraid of just baking a million. Yeah, as nice as Mini Pasture is with Hedgemaster, I could get it passed around to me, and it's only 3 wood with Hedgemaster, right? Because you need to play this first. Yeah, Planter Box third. And then Amusement Park could wheel also. But Hill Farmer, Fence Deliveryman probably is not letting that happen. Either of them. Because they are separate, I think. Fofo, I got that Carcassonne meeple on the wall. Yeah, the meeple actually represents a Meeple League award. I also have a plaque up there for Carcassonne. But the meeple is for St. Petersburg. Alright, planter box it is. Horse barn is an interesting thing to see. Bountiful Harvest, hello. I don't have to think about the Loom Ram interaction this way. Extra bonus baguette. Ooh, baguette, 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 baguette. Pipe smoker baguette. Baker's servant. Oh. Wow, baguette's really good here. But Bountiful Harvest. I can't not take Bountiful Harvest. Oh, baguette's such a funny pick. Oh, baguette's such a funny pick here. I mean, entertaining is picking baguette ahead of Bountiful Harvest. But I can't. It's Bountiful Harvest, y'all. Bountiful Harvest is, like, so good. Too late. I'm gonna get free plows anyway. T comes back here. Yeah, and I jumped the gun on the 5k ability, sorry. Or am I really sorry? Festival Hall and T are both really nice here. Yeah, Bountiful's average draft pick is like 4, and it really needs to be 2. By far my biggest concern on Festival Hall is timing. Ah, okay, you were behind a little Damba. Makes sense. Yeah, I'm not sure I have time to put down Festival Hall. It's such good synergy with my stuff. On the other hand, it just gives me too many resources and food to not do it, I think. Well, actually, it does cost a grain each time. And I'm getting grain to food anyway. It's really for the building resource and the point why I'd be taking it, so I probably should just take T. The extra action. Make sure I get it. Heavy Plow came around, which is funny. Also, Strongbox came around in the last pack, which I think is a good sign. Animal Feed, I think, is really strong for me here. Acreage. Acreage is not bad. Horse barn I just don't need. Acreage is actually great. I should have time to get the fields sown. Okay, I think I can make this work. The game plan is first room, Reno to stone by round 9. Get Baker's Servant and Pipe Smoker down before round 9. Or at least Pipe Smoker with popcorn. Then, once that's set up, go on So Bake a Lot. Hedgemaster once to get a pair of sheep. possibly play Animal Handler. And then get my fields maxed with crops and potentially the help of Planter Box to play Diligent Farmer to grow in round 12 or 13 with room. And then use Noble on Bake Plow Sow in round 14. Alright, and we're first. Great. So I will go on Grainstone Food. And get 2 wood, even though sheep's round 1, which normally implies 2 clay. CS already has to think. We'll see if it's Bosun. I will be competing for ovens with Bosun and Hill Farmer. Though I think if you have Hill Farmer, you gotta play it here. In this food-rich of a game, I'm really not sure if Mendicant's gonna have any value, but maybe it will. Acquirer! Oh, man. And Heavy Plow. I gave him Heavy Plow 7th, and he has Acquirer? I guess if you have Bosun, you're thinking, like, why do I need Heavy Plow? CS might get tempted in the ways of getting too much food this game. Perp student. Power game. We're in a power game. Yeah, my hand I would rate as very high synergy, where I would say if CS tries to play too many cards, it might not work well for him. I don't know, with Acquirer, do you take Fence Deliveryman over Hill Farmer? Whoa! Field Watchman takes 1 wood over Plow, Day Labor, Start. Oh my, and Malingo takes a grain. Sobake comes out. How do I not take Reedstone Food again? 2 Reed is long-term amazing for popcorn, but this is still really good. So 3 wood, 2 Reed on the wheel would be amazing, but otherwise it's Ock, and Ock would be Pipe Smoker? Do I play Pipe Smoker for a food? A full acquirer line should take 3 wood, I think. Church Warden for 4 wood, that's also fine. It means I'm getting 3 wood or 2 reed. That's what it means, because Perp Student is coming. Oh yeah, thanks Rilo. It was that kind of pack, yep. This was not that kind of pack. This was a good pack. Field Watchman randoms into Fence Deliveryman, that's good. Getting that out of your way with your first perp is great. So both 3 wood and 2 reed are amazing for me. 2 reed is 2 grain and room part defense. 3 wood is room parts. Yeah, I think I would have preferred 2 reed there too. So everything's coming up great so far. Take wood and build a room. Plow a field somewhat soon. My 4 rooms are going to be in this corner in a box. I'll do this one first. Planter box. You're probably right, Rilo. That is probably the funnest part of that game. Alright, I assume Malingo still doesn't have a start player action. Field Watchman takes 2 wood. I will absolutely first grab 3 wood here. And I don't think Malingo would take it either, so I think I'm in the clear for that. As much as I would love to have 4 more wood in total to get popcorn down fast, it's not guaranteed at all. Malingo fishes. Alright, major minor flips for CS who took 2 clay. Yeah, this is a good outcome for CS as well. Second move, 2 wood and plow are both looking fine. Free Ock and Reedstone I would also consider. CS going straight for the hearth. All business. Looks good. Dibs on the 4 sheep until mini pasture shows up. And Field Watchman takes Reedstone instead of taking Ock. Should I just play Animal Handler? Or should I get Pipe Smoker down? Important questions. My perfect amount of clay is 6. Looks like that could happen in round 5. But a 3 clay grab here from Malingo. This is... Alright. I think Malingo's signaling Clay Oven for themselves. Which is going to make Baker's Servant a bit harder. Do I just play Animal Handler? Could be completely unnecessary, and I could just get Pipe Smoker down for later. Whoever has Bosun isn't playing it, which I imagine is CS at this point. I feel like the other people should play Bosun ahead of, like, Perp or... Definitely not Malingo. Yeah, that would have been a fun comment. I mean, Pipe Smoker, kind of similar on that regard. Mini Pasture is a good way to make sure no one else plays Mini Pasture on you. Yeah, and this might be a high wood game, so I'm not completely sure that Pipe Smoker is a great play. Field Watchman plays Dentist on the random. I guess that's a good reason to take one wood, is in case you need to play Dentist from Perp. Interesting. And Malingo travels for 3 food. CS takes 2 read. I think that's generally very good for me to see. I probably don't need to build until next round. Field Watchman grabs the 4 wood. I'll grab a 3 wood. Malingo seems to be really prioritizing getting a lot of food. I'm expecting Clay Oven, and I'm not really sure what it's for. On the extreme off chance I get 3 wood here on the wheel, I'll just go ahead and build 2 rooms, I guess. CS grabs the sheep and starts... Oh, doesn't start breeding. Maybe he has Animal Farm. I'll help CS out a little here. It's probably first time playing Acquirer. Field Watchman does put a wood to Dentist. So taking the 3 wood makes a lot of sense. Curious as to what Malingo's doing here. My guess is Clay Oven, even though I don't think that's a best move. Friak is also good. In my world, Malingo taking start is my favorite choice. But I have no idea what it would be for. Oh, Alms Basket for 1 grain? Okay. Plow or 4 clay? Given that my next action is probably build a room, this is fine. Because I won't be getting the 6 clay, I don't think. What's round 5? Oh boy. Any guesses on round 5? We've been blessed. We've been blessed by Chris. Alright, room... Family growth, popcorn or acreage? This game is going to be really fun. This game is going to start being really fun, let me tell you all. Malingo played Plowmaker. This just seems a little slow to get out, like, festival hall type stuff. I think I can still nab Clay Oven. Which would really be ideal for Baker's Servant. CS starts with Melon Patch, makes sense to build and grow next round. CS's game looks very good here as well. I could consider just going to 4 rooms, given that I have most of these room parts already. Field Watchman fencing 7, killing Mini Pasture, but finishing up Fence Deliveryman organization already. So Field Watchman, this is actually a very nice move. It goes into 4 wood. That was pretty predictable. Yeah, I like that a lot. We'll see what Malingo does here. Not expecting Malingo to defend the Clay Oven now that you've got 2 grain fields set up. So my ideal situation, given that I'm going double last, is I take 4 food here, and then I Baker's Servant Clay Oven. And just start running away with this game. Oh, Malingo's Field Doctor. I should consider putting room pressure on this game, but Field Watchman and Malingo are doing that themselves. I probably shouldn't have tried to max Baker's Servant out here. This is the more, like, long-term efficient, but, like, I'm taking a rather unnecessary risk here. I'm gonna have lots of actions to bake on, I think. So I would not recommend this play. I would recommend buying Clay Oven first. I think this is unnecessarily risky from me. But I do have this double last action that is very nice. Field Watchman grabs more wood. Sure, makes total amount of sense. Malingo doesn't need Reedstone food. I guess that's my backup, is I take Reedstone food and I run out of Stone Oven. And I won't need another clay grab. Yeah, one of my personal gaming rules is if someone takes like a strictly worse action than they could, tell them. Yeah, Malingo does need to play Field Doctor, but yeah, sometimes you can't predict some stuff. This is okay. So 3 read, Reno. Sobake would be fun. Get Pipe Smoker going already. Yeah, sometimes it's not worth predicting. I think taking the 3 clay and the 1 grain in rounds 3 and 1 respectively were my sign that this was what Malingo was considering. Acreage soon? I just don't think I'll need it. But it's definitely an option. Field Watchman should take start player. Well, actually, is in a bit of a bind because Malingo might just be able to steal. Malingo having 8 food is an important thing to know right now for food pressure. Because it makes start Ock a lot easier for Malingo to do. Yeah, that's true. CS has a good point. Gave up growth. Alright, stay on track here. Probably just take the wood, or the 3 read. Yeah, take the 3 read. Stone oven is safe. My biggest concern this game is CS running away with it. Oh my god, I don't know what I'm talking about. Field Watchman just gets to grow after building. It's a weird queue, this game. Amusement park, very nice. Felt like Mini Pasture and Amusement Park were in the same pack. Oh, Field Watchman played Amusement Park. Yeah, okay. Things make more sense now. Field Doctor for Malingo. Yeah, I don't have any reasonable line besides this. I'd really like to make sure I get the 3 stone next round. Yeah, I won't need acreage now. CS grabs the sheep. Alright, good times with popcorn and baker's servant. My biggest problem is maybe not getting this 3-stone and just having to hammer reedstone food more. That doesn't sound like a big issue. Definitely fine to get this grain zone before planter box. Those fields will become clear before, well, even for stage 5. CS takes wood. Alright, let's see if I can get this 3-stone. Veg comes out before boar. Field Watchman also takes wood. I guess is trying to build a room. I think Dentist is going to be turned off pretty darn soon. Someone else having Chief's Daughter makes Tile Maker a lot less likely. Like, it removes one of the 3 possibilities for Tile Maker coming out. Malingo takes the 3-stone. Okay, okay. How quickly should I be hammering reedstone food? Probably quite. I would also like that 3 wood. I'm probably going to start something. Start with something. It's not a great round for tea because it's not a very juicy board. I could just take a veg. CS takes the 3 wood. CS is having a really nice game. Spending my reed as grain is so amazing in terms of just preventing someone from growing to 4 earlier than they have to. Whoa! Field Watchman plays Foreman. I guess it's the perp action. This unfortunately adds time to the game. I assume Malingo wanted the stone for a growth miner. Okay, carrots, very reasonable field doctor miner. One of the most reasonable. In terms of miners I want to play soon, it's probably Bountiful Harvest more than anything else. I mean, if I can get Bountiful Harvest off, at the end of this stage, that would be really nice. I guess I take a veg so I can get Diligent going faster. Then I have a bake plow sow action here in case my actions suck. Yeah, CS fencing 11 doesn't really give me much of a chance to do things here. Though this does mean that nobody's growing to 4 super fast. And I think I like that world. There's the bosun. I'm watching the play-by-play. Yeah, okay. Well, I think I will go not last. This is a fine time to not go last. Planter box. Bountiful harvest. Not that I'm getting the sheep here. When I run out of stone, what major should I buy? Or should I just stick with a minor? Yeah, CS is going to run that heavy plow pretty soon, I think. This might be a good round for T, so I can bounce that last action to Hedgemaster and get the 2 boar. Alternatively, Animal Handler. Field Watchman plays Swing Plow. Alright, so the reason Heavy Plow went around is that everyone had their plows figured out. Hey, Average Joe. Need to refill my coffee in a sec. Do Wine Closet and Prize Squash. It depends on the wording of Prize Squash and Wine Closet. If they both say convert the vegetables to food, then I think it should work. No reason to take clay to buy a fireplace. Handler? Or just Hedgemaster. Doesn't really matter. CS takes Reedstone food, meaning I really need to prioritize 2 stone next round, and that's okay. Four clay to get 5 clay for a room? Well, I think 4 is 1 short of 5, right? And while getting a room here is good, in a lot of ways, because nobody else is in an early growth game. I'm not seeing immediate need for it. I do plan on just playing Diligent Farmer for that last room, and I think that's still a pretty efficient plan. Basically getting 5 stone 2 reed, or 5 clay 1 stone 2 reed. My last action here is Bake Plowsow if I can get it, and Malingo plays the well, so I do get it. And I am getting a vegetable in the ground here, so I can get Planter Box moving faster. So I would say very unlikely that I get the 2 boar, but it would be fun if I do. Field Watchman taking a very obvious 3 food fish and a bosun. Did Field Watchman get foreman food? I assume so. Yeah, if I don't get the stone, then I'll definitely go 6 clay. Malingo playing a manufacturer here. I probably wouldn't buy the well if I'm also trying to do manufacturer. Field Watchman might not take 2 pigs here. Wow, CS's game looks amazing. Oh, 6 clay. All right. So I get the 2 pigs. That's very big. Very big. It turns Bountiful on. I won't need to worry about pastures for Diligent Farmer. I should just be able to max it without much trouble. Malingo starts with pottery. I feel like joinery is actually a better play for the long term, but I guess pottery is the one that's being contested right now. Alright, I think you are just a bit behind here, Donba. Alright, I'm gonna refill this coffee. Alright, so what happened? The 2 stones still there. That's what I see. Malingo has food on the board. Bob Ross. Sad little loom. I don't know how sad it is, but I assume that's your point. Acreage is just like not a big part of this plan. So Renault planter box incoming. And I think also a grain on the bake. So Field Watchman took Reedstone. CS had taken 4 wood. Takes 3 wood now. This is a lot of wood. I guess going for wood room. Yes, Renault planter for sure. Acreage is fun as an option, but I think just completely unnecessary. They kind of do the same thing, too, at this point. I only need 2 more Sobakes. I could do more if I fence less wood, which also might be fine. But I'm getting like 6 more wood from Pipe Smoker. Field Watchman randoming an Ock. Field Warden, wow! Kind of overdid it. I mean, I like Fence Deliveryman, Dentist, and one of these 2 with Perp. I think those are all pretty fine. But, I think, well, no, I think, yeah, I'm not a huge fan of this Ox set, but it works. Yes, Popcorn, very good. And I really only converted once. Now I have the grain engine going. Diligent Farmer is 3 categories at 4 points. So I can't really play it next round. Last one is a killer. Okay. Malingo started again with Basket Maker's Workshop. Might just restart with Joinery. It's not really a bad play. CS builds 4 stables in interesting locations. Not really sure what that's about. Oh, just Lord of the Manor. Yep, Malingos restarts with Joinery. Remind him about the food on the board if he doesn't take it here. Yeah, Zealous Farmer is 4 at 3. Okay, did take the board food. Great. Seems like a fine time to play Noble. But 3 wood. Eh, 3 wood's underwhelming. Donkey? Yeah, I guess something like Donkey or Children's Playground or Panda, where you can't use one of your pastures, is a good reason to stable like that. Well, I guess Panda wants one with stable. Oh, Donkey. Great call, Fofo. Great call. Oh, and that's a neat way to represent it. Hey SR Wiggins, welcome to the stream. Yeah, so one of the coolest features about the Agricola streams that happen on Twitch is that we all have this ability to just like, you can click on the cards on my farm and it pops up. And then if you click the power button, you can also see the stats of the cards. So CS Renoed with the donkey. And Field Watchman thinking here. I mean, with the swing plow and fence deliveryman, Field Watchman's like done farming. I think didn't find enough ceiling. Yes, it is super cool. Okay, then this is Noble and then Sobake. Yeah, you don't have to bother with Google this way. I will breed a boar, not a sheep. And I will sow a grain on this planter box space. Oh, it's the opinion leader. Oh man, making my noble double useful. Or I can do 2 spaces. Okay. Pretty sure that's how it works. Yep. Do I bake more? No. Average. So we start the games with a draft, where we start with a pack of 9 and we draft from it until everyone has 7 cards, and then we start our game after the draft. Yes, average draft position. Foreman on Reno, and opinion on Reedstone Food. Alright, so I'm going to send a flower to the board for the opinion. And I assume Malingo probably doesn't put the food on. Okay, so food on Reno, flour on Opinion. Okay. I can't take 2 cows here. This is just, wait. Can I even take this 6 wood? I don't think I can. I'm just growing this round. And you all get to see how crazy I am about making sure that this lines up. Okay, so get to do that there. Normally, I bake one of these for 4. Two extras here, 1 here. I might as well bake a second. Okay with me. Oh, I didn't take my pipe wood. Thank you, Fofo. Malingo starts with rake. Thanks, chat, for helping helping us all understand those stats on the... Alright, with animal feed, it means I bred the wrong animal, actually. I just realized. Oh, okay. And I can grow with tea. And take wood with the last action, that'll be really efficient. Oh yeah, we didn't... We're getting a little sloppy here. And I can still use an occupied space with that noble play. See us taking the cows for food, I assume. I wonder if I can get a... Well, it's crazy Malingo's not taking 6 wood, honestly. I feel like it's a much better play than rake for them. Tea is really the right play, yeah. Yes, General Crix makes some very good points there. See, I'm getting 2 more usable wood, so I'm at 6. So if I get 10, if I get a 4 wood action, that's enough for That's enough for loom and finishing fences. Fences being the first priority of next round. Foreman on sheep. Opinion so bake. I do have this grain to bake. My first action is fences. My last action is grow. What goes in between? CS is just getting donkey plow, so that's ridiculous. I don't technically have to fence here, but it's really the best move. Do I fence 6? I think I do. I have enough food, basically. Animal handler could get me out of a spot also. I'll just fence 8. Power is basically proportional to how often a card shows up on a winning farm. So, it used to be the overall card set was about 500 big, and the power was literally what percent of winning farms have this card on it. So, let's see. I would say this card set is about... That's a bit under 1,000, but let's call it 1,000. So power will be double, approximately, the number of percent of winning farms that have that card on it. So, for example, Hedgemaster power very close to 4. I think like 2% of all winning farms, even in a card set of 1,000, will have Hedgemaster on it. Well, I don't have anything to do. These stats are exclusively for 4-player games, actually. That's a good question. Oh, CS starts with Cloister. Probably has Tilemaker and Lord of the Manor in hand. No, I'm not really sure how I'm fencing, or feeding 9 here. I guess I just bake this grain. That's underwhelming. I could eat 2 raw grain. I have 4 extra. Oh, my farm is so done already. What's going on here? Could take this extra pig that I missed out on. I could eat a raw veg and a raw grain. That's more efficient. Am I already down to 1-point actions? No, that's not a good play. I could just play Animal Feed here so I don't get pressured for it. Uh, yes, the exact equation is power equals play percent. Wait, that might be an equivalent expression. No, it wouldn't be. I think the formula that I know is 100 over 7 times wins divided by deals. That's wrong. Is it the same thing? Okay. Well, I am very glad that now people are more knowledgeable about it than me. And yep, sorry about Nightbot, but that happens. Opinion leader on growth now, foreman on cow. Makes sense. A sheep is like 2 or 3 points with Lumin in hand. I should get rid of this food. Never do math in chat. Yeah. I guess I can fix that up a bit. Alright, so my last action is so bake. I think my bonus points will be enough to carry me past CS this game, but CS is having quite a nice game. Just not enough actions, I think. Can I take wood for stables? I can try. Nope, Malingo takes the 6. I think this sheep is really valuable for me, actually. Yes, the 7 divide by 7 is a heuristic for that. Yeah, I really have nothing to do here either. All the majors are gone. My Sobake is guaranteed. Yep, that's a handy little 5-point lord. Good one. Watchman buys the fireplace. See, fields, both crops, pastures, stables, and cows. Yeah, cows. Oh, and I barely have space for all of this. The boar lives at home, the sheep live here, and the second cow lives here. So I can't really take more animals. Yes, Loom is probably my next action. Loom, X, Sobake. CS saying, oh wait, pay for that aqua chocolate. Yeah, okay. Is there anything else I should do? Ah, yes, solo mode. Yes. I will hop on that train and agree that I've also done it in solo mode. So yeah, it was right of me to fence this big because capacity. Didn't want to limit myself. Malingo's also going to end up with a fairly high score. Just because fencing late's not going to be a huge penalty. What does CS have here? This plus 8. 53. I should be past that. I'm plus a lot. Yeah. Alright, stables didn't get blocked, so we'll do 4 wood, 2 stables, and... Malingo's gonna grow here. So big. I guess whichever one Malingo doesn't take, I will noble. Yes, opinion leader definitely inflates, and you want to have a lot of actions and bad miners. Because you're not forced to take start player. Alright, so feed 8 food, 2 loom. Harvest. I double breed these basically. So loom is 3. 3 church warden, 2 wood for pipe. 52 plus. That's a good game. Yeah. So I still have this by 10. I think Malingo started a few too many times. Going second is quite nice. We got some help from Chris. Actually, quite a lot of help from Chris. Yeah, bountiful harvests indeed. And 41, 45. Yeah, so growth flipping, block pick a hill farmer, yeah. Field Doctor did hurt with early family growth, though I'm not convinced Plowmaker is the right way to play hill farmer, or Field Doctor. Oh yeah, I mean, you were not getting that back. So definitely the round order was amazing for my hand. This is exactly the situation that I was hoping for in the draft, right? Where we grow to 3 first. Somehow we prevented anyone else from growing to 4 fast, though I think I didn't do quite enough for that. I think that just kind of happened on accident. Somebody should be growing to 4 between CS and Field Watchman. Probably Field Watchman, given that his endgame fields are so easy. Yeah. Yeah, adjusting to the order of adjusting to the order of stage 2 is such a critical part of Agricola. I don't know if Diligent is A+, but you might mean, like, the minors. Yeah, Molingo probably passed me too many good things, though... I mean... Carrots and Rake aren't any... Like, those are fair picks. Late Bosun? Yeah, I mean, it came out... Like, Field Watchman didn't need it with Field Warden. Popcorn? Yeah, Popcorn is so good. Always plan for round 6 growth. It's an interesting way to think about it. I can't say I've ever preached that before. I mean, it just ended up in the hand with Perp, so I'm not sure what could have been done about it. What else was in there? Noble, Church... Yeah, things just worked out very easily for me this game. I did make sure I stayed on tempo. I mean, I kind of regret not getting the clay oven, but I don't think... Well, I think I was fine with the stone oven. Yeah, Baker's Servant, Hedgemaster is just ridiculous. Happy to make Pipe Smoker work well. We got 8 useful wood and 2 useless wood from Pipe Smoker. That's pretty fun. Yeah, CS has been playing a lot of green games recently, so... Acquire is a good change of pace. Alright, so thanks all for watching and for hanging out. I will announce the time for the Terra Mystica stream tomorrow, because I didn't really figure that out yet. The Terra Mystica stream is either tomorrow or Saturday or Sunday. Most likely Saturday, Sunday. One of the two. And tomorrow will be Agricola, if not Terra Mystica. Thanks for the follow, SR Wiggins. An official welcome to you for this stream. 4 Agricolas a week, 1 7 Wonders a week, and 1 Terra Mystica a week is where I am right now. Probably not changing, though I might flip a day or two in the coming month for the Mindsport Olympiad events if those get in the way. But yes, that's all for me today. Take care, everyone, and see you for a future game. Bye now.